right, good morning, everybody. It is September 22nd, 8:35 a.m. Hope everybody had a good day yesterday. Crazy market, crazy market. All right, let's get into some charts. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna change that up. I'm gonna actually talk about what happened yesterday. Okay, so let me talk about that really quickly. All right, and I'm gonna bring up the little CME tool here. Okay, so the gist. All right, the gist of yesterday, okay, is we were expecting a 75-point basis hike, right? And Fed Powell delivered. However, this is the key important thing, right? So 75 basis point was what was expected. But then they upped the Fed's fund rate for the end of 2022 and for the end of 2023, which they don't even show cuts. Okay, so actually now there's two more rate hikes at FOMC meetings for the end of this year. And it was supposed to be, I think, about 4.0, and now it's up to almost 4.5. And you can see here on this chart for the next Fed is November 2nd, and there's a almost a 70% chance of another 75-point basis hike. Okay, and if we go to the next one, let's see if this is going to go to, let's see, 375. This is looking at another, like, so this is looking at, there's 71% chance if we get a 75% hike in November, this is going to be a 50 hike. That's what's the most probability, right? So that is definitely more hawkish than originally they were stating. And then in the speech, when Powell was talking, this is when, initially the market went down, then the market went up. And then when in his speech, he talked about a housing market correction needs to happen, and he kind of talked about that this is going to be harder than expected, and we'll do whatever it takes. And then he brought the word pain in again, and that's when it seemed like the market started to get weak, and then we just ripped down, right? So that's basically why we went down. Okay, they made the Fed's fund rate larger than expected for the end of the year, and for 2023 there's really not a cut now. So that's obviously hawkish, right? They're really literally saying we're not going to move, we're not going to ease unless this inflation thing's taken care of. Okay, so that's why we moved down, right? Just want to go over that, and let's move on to the charts. Okay, hope that clarifies some things. Not saying that everybody didn't know that already, but maybe you didn't. Okay, so let's get into the charts. And what we did, right? Okay, so we kind of came up to this in the SPY, came up to this level. You see it right here. That's where we actually hit the daily 9 AMA as well, and that's where we found resistance. Okay, and then we went down and broke 380.54, broke these lows. Okay, broke that balance we were in, and then we just closed at the lows, and then we fell farther overnight. Okay, that's what happened yesterday. Now let's look at the Q really quickly. Qs, same story obviously. Broke these triple lows here. Difference is we broke these highs, the resistance here in the Qs, this 291.47, and then we found resistance here. Now I'm going to show you, because I harped on this yesterday about the big level in the Nasdaq and why we sold off right here, and I'm going to show you that in a little bit on a huge level that I keep talking about, right? And the Qs really dropped, and really dropped low overnight, right? Okay, so just good to go back to the SPY really quickly, and let's look at some levels here really quick for the SPY. Okay, so this is the level we broke, key level 380.54. You can see we already came up in the overnight and tried to go there, and we found sellers. Okay, and we actually made a low in the overnight at 373.90. So that's the overnight low here. Okay, next destination could be 371.88 in the SPY. I expect to get some support here. Okay, let's look at the Qs. All right, in the Qs dropped down pretty nicely in the overnight at 280, right at 280, right at the support level I already had written there. You can see right here, it kind of double bottomed here, and then we went up to the support line that it broke, 286.04 basically, and found sellers. And now, overnight kind of has a balance range here in the Qs. Okay, so we really need to see if we can come back down and break 280. Okay, next destination 276. Okay, clear that up. Hope everybody got those levels that I just said, right? All right, let's look at the TNX. All right, TNX today is up 1.31%. It's at 3.55, holding these high levels. Okay, kind of balancing in this range right now. Bonds are selling today, so still holding these highs. Okay, very important. Very volatile yesterday. It came all the way up to 3.6, slammed back down, and now we're back up again. Very, very volatile in the bonds, which is not typical. Okay, bonds usually snail-like. So that's that. Let's go over to the futures. Okay. Okay, so here's what's important for today. Right now, that is not the ES. Hold on. All right, this is the ES. Okay, so what's important today, okay, is right now we're not gapping. Okay, right now the ES is up 0.18%, 0.18%. We're basically at the close, the settlement of yesterday's here. Price is here at 38.12. Okay, so you can see how low we went overnight, right? That's the overnight low. Okay, so this is how this is going to work today. We made a big move down, right? From balance. See this balance area here? We were going to go that way or this way, and we went lower, right? So we broke out of balance. Okay, so this is called a spike. We spiked down towards the end of the day. Okay, now there's these rules called spike rules, and I learned this from Peter Resnick at Shadow Trader. This is one of his rules for market profile. I'll give him credit there. Is in spike rules, and we have single prints, right? So you guys know I talk about single prints, which is these box, and that means emotional selling, right? That's just straight selling, not two-way action. Okay, which is part of the spike. So spike rules are basically this: if we stay within the spike, which we are right now, that's accepting lower prices, right? That's bearish. We're accepting these lower prices. And now what we need to do is see if we can build value out here. Can we build more volume out here? Can we take this and move this down here? That remains to be seen, right? So as of right now, we have a balanced session in the overnight. Could lead to some of this and to build out volume here because it's balanced. We're not 100% net short, we're not 100% net long, we're kind of like in the middle. Okay, look at the mid of the overnight is the RTH low at 3,800. Okay, so that's what really what we're looking at right now. Made a big move down, broke the lows, and can we hold levels down here? That's really what we're looking at. Same thing in the Qs. We got the spike. We got single print here. Spikes here. Price is here at 117.21, and that's bearish. Same thing. This is the profile. The most traded price of the week is 119.30. And can the market start to build value here? Can we take value that's up here and move it down here? Start accepting prices down here, right? Because then that means we probably can go lower. If we can't, we could revisit this level. Okay, that's what we're looking at. So as far as that goes, I'm gonna now go to the levels I was talking about yesterday. The levels that I said, forget all the intraday stuff. Where are we gonna go? In the Qs and ES, right? So let's go to the ES. I love this chart. Okay, now yesterday I told everybody if we break lower, we should go to this node. Where did we go? There's price. Pretty cool, right? So, and I'll move the chart over so you can see where exactly, because I said 37.92. That's what I said yesterday. And if I move over the chart into my circle, into my line, literally you can see the 37.92 is right in the middle of that circle. That's where I said the destination would be if we went lower. Okay, and that's where we went. So I think that's pretty cool, right? Because I called that yesterday. Now in the Nasdaq, I said, check this out. This is the cool thing about what I said yesterday. In the Nasdaq, this monster level I keep talking about, which is 121.27, okay, this monster level here, most traded price of the year. Okay, now look, this is very important. Look where price went when we spiked higher. Right to this pink line, right to the monthly VWAP and this level that I kept talking about. And then boom, sold right off. Right? You can clearly see this level is just a monster. And it should be on everybody's chart. And that helped me go into a trade yesterday when I saw it got resistance there. I said, oh man, it's getting rejected there. That's go time. Right? That's why I have these on my charts. Okay, and where did we go? We didn't quite make it yet. I didn't say it was going to be exact. But I mentioned the support level at about, what did I say? About 115, 11480. Let me refresh everybody's memory here. With the right here is the support level. I said we should maybe test 115. So 11,500, right? So if we just go to that area, when we didn't get there yet. So this area, these support levels here and here. Okay, I'll move the chart back over and see. So you can see what I just underlined is where we went. Pretty cool, right? That's the power of the profile. You know where the magnets are going to be, right? Well, you always hear me talk about it when I see significant levels, so I just love it. It's just easy to see. I know where my destinations are going to be. Okay, let's go to the hourly charts here. Let's start out with the ES. All right, so you can clearly see, I mean, it's not perfect, nothing's perfect, right? But like the 3903 level, that was resistance. It was a strong level, okay? This level, even though it got poked through because it's so volatile, kept getting resistance, 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 and was holding. And then, you know, we just boom. Then we broke this key 3845 level. Okay. So, as for today, all right, let's get right into that. 3845, this key support level is going to turn, could possibly turn into resistance, right? If we do come up to it, and we can't get above it, that's going to be a nice, it could be a nice, sellers can come in here, okay? As well as on the downside, we did hit a demand zone here. This 377.5, okay? That's a key support. That could bring us to 3750 in the ES, okay? Now you can see a bunch of bounds, a bunch of chop going on here. So we'll have to see once the market opens. Now, one thing I can see possibly forming here, you got a little shoulder. This could be the head. If we come down here and start building another shoulder, this will be the neckline, 377, and then we could possibly go lower. Okay, let's look at the Nasdaq. One sec. Okay. Alright, so Nasdaq, you can clearly see my level of the most traded price, the hot pink line here. That's where price came in and got rejected and we went lower, right? You can clearly see that. I showed you that on the other chart. Okay, so the key level for the Nasdaq is 117.80, which is a key support level that broke. See, overnight it came to it, found resistance. So if we come up to this again, and if we break it, who knows, we might go higher. But like if we find resistance, then that could be the next leg lower. Right, we have a demand zone down here now. Okay, and so that's a key resistance level, 117.80. That's the key level you got to look at. Okay, key support level is 11,600. It's got a lot of support here. Okay, and same kind of pattern setting up. Could possibly, you got a little shoulder, head, and if we come down, make another shoulder, the neckline's going to be here, and it could be going down here. So that's what I see in the Nasdaq. And then we're going to go over to the market profile, the zoomed in market profile, just to see some scenarios, and then that will be it for me today. All right, so what can we expect today? Pretty simple scenarios today. Okay, now this is very balanced here, so it doesn't really tell me much. There's not going to be shorts or longs or that's going to get hurt. Okay, so what I could see happening, and I'm not sure, right? This is where I'm like, no, we're going low. I don't really know. That's why I have to do the scenarios, and how do they play out accordingly. So let's look at this ES. I think right here, so we're at the most traded price of the overnight right now is right here. So one scenario I think could happen is we go lower to the RTH lows, 37.99, and I think we find buyers, maybe clean these single prints, come up to 38.45, can't get above it, then we take the next leg lower and we play around at 37, this support level, and possibly find maybe some support here in this demand zone, and one or two things. We could drop lower. Sorry about that. Or we can like come back up and balance off. That's one scenario, okay? Now, in a bearish scenario, we could as well, I think we could push up initially and can't get all those single prints. We're trying, and then sellers come in and we take it right down to this level, 377, 37.77, and we hang around here, pop down, get a little bounce here, and then we can go lower. All right, and then lastly, if it's even in the cards with a bullish play, we could, I think in a bullish situation, I think we come down. We could possibly even come into this demand zone, hit this. Now what would happen here is we would squeeze some shorts here, come up into the single prints, come up to 38.45, get rejected, hold here, and then we could push all the way up to 38.80 and balance off. That possibly could happen. So those are the three things I can see happening. Okay. And now similar to the NQ, in the NQ, same scenario. It's going to be a same thing, right? Initial push down, come up, clean these single prints, go up to this key resistance level now, can't get above it, come back down, come to this 1600 level or 11,600 level. We could break it, go to the overnight lows, and this is where that two-pronged thing, either we come back and build value here, or we do drop lower to this next demand zone and we go to 11,500. Okay. In the bearish scenario, same thing as the ES. Okay. Push up into single prints, can't even clean them, come back down to this level, find support, break it, and we're going lower to that 11,500. Okay. Bullish case, same thing as the ES, right? Come down, find support here, try to break it, we can't, or maybe even dip below it, come back up, squeeze these shorts, clean the single prints, find some resistance here at 117.80, and then come back and balance off at 119.30. Those are the scenarios. That's all I got today. Give me a like, subscribe, tell your friends we trade. Hopefully this is helpful. In the future, I might do separate video on some trades that I put on yesterday. I do a lot of complex option strategies that I don't want to take up time in these videos to show you because they're advanced. But I think they're really cool and when they use them. So maybe I'll make a separate video on that. I don't know, maybe comment and leave a comment for me if that's something you guys would be interested in seeing. But I'm gonna go see if there's an opportunity in crude, and I hope everybody has a good day and has a green day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, take it easy.